Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another walk and talk. And today we are going to be talking about altcoins. There's three altcoins that I'm going to be talking about specifically today. These are three altcoins that I think are going to perform incredibly well in the next bullish market. And I'm going to kind of give you reasons and kind of my thoughts as to why I think these three altcoins will do well, and also kind of my price expectations on them. So as we kind of get into today's video, if you find it useful, informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will not miss another video update. Now, if you haven't joined us in Discord, you should probably check it out. The link is in the description below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? So let's get right down into today's video, right? As I try to navigate the wilderness here. For anyone who is new to the channel, this is just a part of the week where I basically grab the camera, get away from the desk, and I just kind of keep it as real as I possibly can with you guys and give you my thoughts and opinions on what's going on. And in today's video, we're talking about potential for three altcoins, right? So let's get right into the first altcoin, altcoin number one. This probably needs no introduction. It's an altcoin that everyone pretty much knows. We're talking Cardano. Now don't turn off, I know it splits opinions. You're either really pro Cardano or you're really not so sold on everything that they're doing. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on this one in an unbiased way as possible, right? Cardano is something that I've been invested in for a very long time, along with Chris, and something that we talk quite a bit about on the channel. And this is because we can see the things that Cardano are doing and building have potential future use. We really do like altcoins with utility. And although Cardano has been maybe slow in the way that it's been developing, it's been very methodical at the same time though. So although not first to market, maybe not the kind of the fastest at kind of getting things across the line, when they do get them across the line, they work incredibly well because it's well thought out, it's methodically thought out. And this helps build confidence in kind of where we think Cardano is heading. Now there's a lot of applications that are building on Cardano, which is no easy task in itself. Thousands of dApps are being built on the Cardano ecosystem. Many haven't yet launched and are going to be launching as times kind of progress. And that is going to increase, in my opinion, the requirement for people to hold Cardano's ADA. Now, with Cardano basically building out a, let's just say future-proof to a degree, blockchain, we can see that there's going to be a lot of moving parts to it. And dApps coming to the ecosystem is one part of a rather complex ecosystem. Ultimately, as investors in ADA, what we want to see is we want to see an increase in demand for ADA whilst a decrease in the supply of ADA, right? This essentially means that you're going to have significant surge to the upside when that time does come. Okay, and so when we see thousands of dApps being built on the ecosystem, we see total value locked growing in terms of the amount of ADA that is being locked up, then yeah, things are looking pretty good for Cardano's future. And so when I just take a look at it with an unbiased kind of objective view as to whether or not I think we're going to be in a place for an increase in demand and decrease in supply, yes, exactly what I think Cardano is doing. I think Cardano is going to be positioned incredibly well from shrinkage of supply and increase in demand that is going to put the price of ADA at a very significant surge to the upside, where most investors are going to be talking about it in that bullish market. You're going to see influencers across all these various different social platforms that are probably right now not so big on Cardano, maybe even calling it a ghost chain and all this other kind of FUD. You'll see them turning and you'll see them starting to talk about it in a more positive way, and they'll pretend that they never hated Cardano. We're just a little bit earlier in that journey. Now, for Cardano, I can see the price potentially soaring upwards towards $26. Now, I know it's really hard to kind of grasp that kind of price appreciation for Cardano's asset, ADA, right? Now, if we were to be conservative, we can see that $4 to $8, it's actually a really nice conservative target. It would have some natural resistances there with the Fibonacci sequencing and stuff like that. But if we were to kind of mirror what already happened in 2021, then yeah, $26 is on the map as well. So I'll leave it to you guys as to whether you want to be kind of between the $4 and the $8 target, or you want to be aiming for that kind of $26 target, maybe even upwards towards that $90 target. All these are numbers that we can see inside the chart, so we're not just plucking them out of thin air. From a technical standpoint, we could achieve these if things line up very, very well. Personally, I always like to be on the conservative side, aim for that $4 to $8, and we should be good. So that's altcoin number one. Altcoin number two, again, this is an interesting one. We're talking Polkadot. Now, Polkadot is a project that in 2021 didn't perform very well from a speculative investment point of view. That being said, though, I can start to see some of the groundwork that's been done actually starting to deliver and pay dividends. I think that Polkadot could be something that performs incredibly well. Now, for those who do not know, Polkadot is a layer 0. No, I didn't make that up. If you don't know what a layer 0 is, you probably need to do some further research on that. But essentially, layer 0 is going to be, I think, a bit of a game changer in the blockchain space. It really does help build out an interoperable ecosystem, and I think Polkadot's going to be poised for some pretty good growth. And of course, we can see the various different things that are going on with Polkadot and Cardano, and you see the relationship between those two. But I think that Polkadot's DOT token could perform incredibly well in that next bullish market. Now, a lot of the groundwork has already been done. Yes, it didn't perform overly well in 2021 in comparison to many other altcoins. It could be that 2024 and 2025 is the year of DOT. So I want to kind of call it out. I think it has potential. I think we could see DOT soaring upwards towards $200 on that upper end of the potential, which could put it at a pretty significant return on your investment. So I do hold Polkadot, not in the same way that I hold ADA. I would say, I'm more in ADA than I am in Polkadot, but nonetheless, exposure to Polkadot is something that I absolutely wanted to make sure I had in my portfolio. So I've got a pretty good position in Polkadot in my portfolio, and I do think it's going to perform incredibly well. We can see anywhere really realistically between $97 and $213. So heading up towards that upper end, heading out, kind of trying to be predictive around that $200, I think would be a pretty good return on investment. It'll be a little bit short on the 100x potential, but it still would show us with a really nice, tidy return on investment. So you might not like Polkadot, you might think that Polkadot's kind of done, you might think that Polkadot kind of had its opportunity and it blew it. And on the flip of that, I see that actually they've been building quite aggressively in the bear market, and I can see that there's some marketing campaigns kind of going behind Polkadot as well. We might actually start to see Polkadot perform and maybe outperform many of these other altcoins in the space. So I wanted to call it out on this video to say that, yeah, I think that this could be Polkadot could be an altcoin, that it could perform incredibly well in that next bullish market. And so having some exposure to it might not be a bad thing. But again, I'm no financial advisor. I'm literally just a guy on YouTube giving you his thoughts and opinions on the various altcoins in the space. You can do your own research, consult your own financial advisor, and maybe they disagree, maybe they agree. You can let me know your thoughts on Polkadot in the comments below. That brings us on to altcoin number 3. Now, altcoin number 3 is new. Altcoin number 3 is something that maybe some of you don't know about. Altcoin number 3 has already done 100x out of the gate. I think it did 100x out of the gate. Maybe a little bit less than that. Can't quote that as a fact, but it's up there. Really, really good returns on investment out of the gate. Now, when I said this is a new altcoin, this is an altcoin that we actually did some private rounds and seed rounds in our Discord server through a third-party VC. And, people in the cheeky community have done insanely well with this one. Now, what we're talking about here is Hypercycle. Hypercycle is a sidechain on Cardano, and it is all about scaling artificial intelligence. Okay, so this particular sidechain isn't like a regular sidechain. When it comes to trying to scale things, specifically artificial intelligence, you don't generally need to have a ledger. And that's what they've gone and done and got rid of. That is right, Hypercycle is a ledgerless blockchain, and it is on the Cardano ecosystem. I think Hypercycle is going to perform insanely well in that next bullish market, specifically from a speculative investment and with how it's performed so far and where we think things could be going in the future. But also from a technological point of view, I think that so many utilities and so many use cases for the scalability aspect of Hypercycle as a sidechain on Cardano. The possibilities here for not just artificial intelligence, but other dApps building on the Cardano ecosystem to tap into a ledgerless blockchain could be quite remarkable. Now, in terms of that speculative investment, I think Hypercycle is going to perform very well. We've already seen it kind of go from, I think it was like 2.5 cents in the private sales, all the way through to over $1. So less than 100x, but really, really well nonetheless. I think this particular altcoin could quite easily and comfortably hit $10 to $15 in that next bullish market, which would put us at a pretty reasonable price. Now, it's pulled back a little bit most recently, so there's going to be some good opportunities to dollar cost average into positions on Hypercycle if you haven't already done so. And yeah, I think we're going to see a good 10, 15, maybe even push it to 20x further to the upside, depending on how much of a retracement we see here on Hypercycle. I think the possibilities are looking pretty juicy when it comes to these three altcoins: Cardano, Polkadot, and Hypercycle. I am going to leave this video and wrap it up right there. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of three of these altcoins in the comments down below. And if you have found this video useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and I'll catch you all in the next one.